In this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden, the legendary Sannin are finally reborn, and some fan favorites of Konoha Village get to take on the monstrous army of the Ten Tails. But first, a quick word from our sponsors. You don't need a fancy suit or to work at a Fortune 500 company to look like the Monopoly guy. You just need a shitty hat and a monocle to make that happen. But if you want to look like a boss, then check out the Executive Razor from Dollar Shave Club. It has 6 high-quality stainless steel blades and a moisturizing strip, and you can check it out at dollarshaveclub.com/SKG. Shave time, shave money, and look like a sexy motherfucker doing it. Before I begin, I also want to give a quick shout out and thank you to Corey W. This guy has donated over $50 to us, and this episode is also sponsored by you, my friend, and everyone who has currently donated to our channel. I cannot thank you enough for the support. You guys are making the quality of our videos that much better. So let's go ahead and jump into this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden, which was frankly legendary. It features most of the fan favorite characters from Konoha Village doing what they do best, which is kicking ass, taking names, and looking good doing it. Not only that, but Sakura was a standout character this week. I loved almost every single scene she was in, and I was almost ready to hate the episode, because the minute the Sakura flashback started, I got real angry. But they went through them really quick, and they served a purpose. They showed us how far Sakura has evolved over the course of the series. Not only is she strong in a sense that she can pretty much just destroy the landscape with a single punch, but we get to see she doesn't have to depend on Naruto and Sasuke anymore, and she can be of great help to them. That scene where she jumps in and attacks that one creature that was created from the Ten Tails and it just flies past Naruto and Sasuke was fantastic. You could tell they were pretty impressed by that. But what I also love about this episode is that most of the fan favorite characters from Konoha Village got to do something really awesome. They all got to team up and use some great techniques, and you got to see that a lot of them have some brand new ones that we've never even seen before, and that definitely makes this episode worth checking out. Not to mention, it was just insane, especially the way it opened up with a Ten Tails who was still stuck inside of this massive barrier, and it thought, maybe if I blast a Bijou Bomb at this, it'll work. The thing is, it backfired, and it actually sends this massive explosion exploding into the sky, and it looks fantastic. I love when they pan out and you actually see the barrier, like, exploding around and everything. It's very awesome. What I also love about it is, as it's powering up the Bijou Bomb, there's just something really awesome about Team 7, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura, just standing in front of this, like, massive death bomb, and not even flinching. And their conviction has not been broken whatsoever. And the minute that attack is done, Hashirama opens this little small hole in the opening of the barrier, and everybody is able to run in. They are some brave motherfuckers, because the last place I would want to be is in a trapped small barrier with the friggin' Ten Tails. But this is when everybody starts to kick ninja ass. And this is where most of the main characters really get to do some cool stuff. And at first, it's all the Sakura stuff, where they go through her flashback, and then she activates the seal on her forehead, which allows her to accumulate all of her power into one fist and destroy everything. She is just one-shotting all of these creatures which have been created from the Ten Tails body, which are kind of like Zetsu clones, but they're more like ogre-ish and monster-ish. They look like just big and mean. They have no eyes, they have a mouth, and they have spikes all over their body, and they vary in size, and some of them even have like blades and stuff on their arm. But they're great cannon fodder. They look like they'd make great enemies in a Naruto Dynasty Warriors game, if that ever happens. But here's the thing. Sakura comes in, destroys a few. Naruto and Sasuke, they do some cool stuff. Rasen Shurikens Amaterasu. But then you have Ino Shikacho, who comes in and does this crazy yo-yo technique, where Shikamaru creates a shadow string, which is attached to Choji, who is now giant and rolling around, and Ino is looking for all of the enemies on the battlefield, and he is just swinging this thing around like a giant ball and chain and destroying everything in sight. It's a great scene, and that combined with the music makes it all the better, especially the one they did with Kiba. Kiba this week actually does this Kage Bunshin technique, just like Naruto, but it's really funny when he does it, because he can only create one clone. But apparently it's stronger than Naruto's clones, and usually before it was Kiba riding on top of Akamaru. Now it's Kiba riding on top of Akamaru, with the clone of Kiba riding on top of Kiba, and then they transform into this three-headed Cerebus dog and proceed to go ahead and destroy everybody. Not to be outdone, we have Hinata and Shino as well, and Hinata gets to do her 64 palm technique, which she learned from Neji, and she was also bolstered by holding Naruto's hand. It's another just great and inspiring scene. And Shino's technique is disturbing, not so much because it's like big bugs coming out of your body and everything and it's just fucked up, but like, you realize this was a technique he probably could have used on people, and that is so disturbing. That might be one of the creepiest techniques I've seen, and I love the way it's executed because Shino's never really been like a big forceful fighter, and he just like casually punches this big monster in the stomach, and then they slowly fade in on his hand and you see this little bug that is walking into its stomach, and then this three massive beetles just explode and completely rip this thing's body apart. It's disgusting, but it's freaking awesome. If there's one thing that's missing from this scene though, and I know it's going to happen eventually and they'll get to all that stuff, and they should have added it, they should have added more, is I wanted to see some Rock Lee action. But that's just because I'm a big fan of the character, and I was kind of hoping, you know, since the dude got his own little special spin-off anime series, maybe they throw him a bone and give him a cool action scene in the actual anime series. That's not to degrade on Rock Lee and his ninja pals, but it's not exactly the show for me. Otherwise, this episode was awesome, because even though it seemed like they were being defeated towards the end, and Sai got his ass kicked, suddenly, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura all used the summoning technique. And they summoned their brand new summons. And they could have gone the old route where Naruto just summoned Gamabunta and, you know, Sasuke just summoned like another version of Manda. And in a way they do, but Naruto summons Gamakichi, who is now much bigger. So apparently toads grow a lot quicker than we realize. And he's now smoking a cigarette, which looks hilarious. And then, of course, you have Sakura, who is on Katsuyu, the massive slug. And then you have Sasuke, who is with his big ninja snake, whose name escapes me at the moment. It might be another version of Manda, for all we know. But I like seeing it in color because it definitely looks more ninja-y, especially with the black color and the cross-hatching. It just looks really badass. And it ends with them getting ready to kick a lot of ass on the battlefield. So, what's the rundown on this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden? It was awesome. It wasn't a perfect episode. I mean, some of the animation and the artwork was a little wonky at times. Just getting to see all of the cameos from all the classic characters getting to do something awesome must have gotten your blood pumping. Now, it didn't have the greatest animation and it didn't have the greatest artwork, but it was an exciting episode. All of the action scenes combined with the music was really good, and the Ten Tails was awesome. I loved how it opened up with him just sort of blasting the sky and everything. That was really great. And I gotta give some of those ninja some credit. You got balls if you decide you're gonna walk in there and fight against the Ten Tails. It was a little disappointing how everybody was kicking ass, and then Sai just sort of like flies and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna attack the Ten Tails. And then he ends up just getting shot down like a friggin' moron. I don't know. I was just kind of hoping maybe Sai could do a little bit more. And like I said, I want more Rock Lee action. And I'm sure I probably skipped around a little bit of moments in the episode. Oh, there was one. It was Hashirama and Madara. There was a scene where one of Hashirama's clones actually decides to attack Madara, and Madara is not impressed at all. He wants to fight the real one, and I think this is hilarious because now he's getting all freaking nitpicky. Over the last course of the couple episodes, all he's wanted to do is fight Hashirama. He's here. He's ready to fight him, and he just completely denies it. It's a real funny scene, especially because in the last episode, Madara was trolled by him a little bit, and I guess this is sort of like his way of getting back at him. And of course, they're trying to build up that fight a lot. So, this was an awesome episode. Great Sakura progression. Fan service from all of the classic characters from Konoha Village, which, if you're an old school Naruto fan, you're gonna love this stuff. It's great. It wasn't the best animation and artwork in the world, but it was still entertaining as all hell. And as a Naruto fan, that's all I gotta say. So I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Check it out, guys. Awesome stuff. Thank you guys for watching my review today. Before you guys leave, make sure to hit that like button so you can give this video a thumbs up. And please tell me what you guys thought about this week's episode of Naruto Shippuden. Did you have a favorite character action scene? And what do you want to see from the future of the brand new legendary Sannin? And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And make sure to also check us out on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. I'll put links for all of that stuff in the description box below.
Do you like Amazon.com? I know I do. Corey and I now have an Amazon link in our video description box below. And if you go to it and buy anything through Amazon.com, it will support our channel. So bookmark that link, make it happen, and support our channel without having to do a damn thing.
Another great way you guys can help support our channel is by donating directly through our PayPal link in the description box below. We recommend $2 a month, although this is completely optional. But the best way to go about this is by sneaking into your mom's room and taking $2. This way, she won't even notice. And we won't have to shake you up for all of your lunch money. So guys, that concludes this review today. Super Kami Guru 9000. Out.